What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if this is your first time here, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all that good stuff. Now, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. You all know that if whether you're or brand new, you need to know that you guys are what make this show. This show would be nothing without you guys, the viewers. You guys are kind of what is the life of this. Otherwise, I am just here flapping my gums to my camera, and believe me, when I first started this show, that's exactly what it was. And that's exactly what it's going to remain to be like. You can go back and watch the ones when I started this clear back in like January when I started doing this show. I was just a guy sitting there flapping my gums, talking to myself there's some of my longer videos, hour and a half, 2 hours, easily. That's how big of a nerd I am. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Now, I typically go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and then I get in and jump into the live chats and interact with you all as I talk about some of the discussions or talk about some of the topics that I have to talk about. So, today I'm going to get started with this right here. This is Resonant, issue number 1. It is on Vault Comics. And I've got to tell you, this book, if you didn't check out my comic book pull list for one, you need to go check it out, okay? Actually, this week, I brought home 5 indie titles, and for me, that's like, it's unheard of. It just doesn't happen. You guys know me, mostly, I come home with a bunch of Marvel, occasionally sprinkle in some DC, but this week, I actually brought home more indie titles, and yeah, I know it's a little weird, but you know what? I've been finding some good ones, so, you know, you might continue to see that, and maybe I'm gonna have to turn it down on the Marvel a little bit, because, you know what? It's starting to cost a lot, you know? Okay, I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, you know, taking home those extra 3 books or so, you know, a week, I mean, it can get to be expensive. Now, this Resonant issue, I gotta tell you, this book was very, very good. It is a first issue, so you should go out and check it out. I'll just read you the summary here of what it says. It says, a decade has passed since the first waves hit, unleashing humanity's darkest impulses and plunging the world into chaos. Paxton, a single father of 3, must venture from the secluded haven they've built to restock the medicine his chronically ill son needs to survive. When the somewhat routine trip goes awry, Paxton and his children, now separated, will battle everything in their path to reunite. And I've got to tell you, man, this isn't really a wordy first issue. There's not a whole lot here as far as like words, but it sets. Let's just check out the art here. I like the art that was in this book too. Is pretty. I don't know. I don't know how to. It's hard to say. I mean, you can just take a look at it for yourself and see some of it right there. You know, it's got some art in it, but yeah, it's taking place in basically a post-apocalyptic type of world, and this man is going out to get the medicine for his kid. He leaves, and just kind of everything that ensues. Like, you can see just right off the bat, you can see that I don't know. It just does a really good job setting everything up. You can see you've got some capable people in this story, given their ages and the times that they're living in. It was absolutely great. Love the art in this book. The story went really well. I've already you know, got to go to my comic book shop. When I go there next, I'm gonna have this put on my pull list. It was that great of a book. I can't wait to read issue number 2. It's funny how, you know, you find like these small indie books. Like, I haven't felt that way about a book out of the big publishers in like a while. But I only started reading last year, so don't look too much at that. I only started reading again last year. But aside from that Black Widow series that the Soska sisters did, I mean, I really love that book. You guys know, if you guys watch my channel here, you guys know I absolutely love the Black Widow series that the Soska sisters did. It's probably the greatest comic book that I've ever read, mainly because it's dealing with some real life issues. and that's why I like it. But some of these indie titles I've liked, it's because of what they're doing. Like it's just the storytelling is I don't know. Some of the different ones, the storytelling might be just kind of run of the mill, but it's from a smaller publisher, and most of them have something different to offer, and that's what's nice about it. And this one is no different. Resonant issue number 1. You got to check it out. Love this book. Can't wait for the second issue. Great story. Now, the other one you guys have heard me blab my gums nonstop about here is Neon Future issue number 5. I got this one read, and I've got to tell you, man, this book is great. I love this book. It is basically... it takes place in a dystopian future, 30 years in the future from now, where there are people who have upgraded their bodies with advanced technology, and there are people who chose not to, and they call them Amish, just kind of as they're authentics who didn't choose to upgrade their bodies. And so they're basically at war with each other as the United States has outlawed advanced technology. And so there are people still out there in the world that have technology integrated into their bodies, but it's not like the high-tech advanced stuff that is basically a threat to the government or anything like that. But there is obviously an underground faction of people called Neon Future, who are people who choose to upgrade their bodies. And there are other basically other people who are upgrades as well that are not part of Neon Future, but are definitely going against the government. All these people live underground. Now, this fifth issue, I read issue number 4. I haven't done a review on it, but expect a review coming out soon, because I've got to review this one too. Excellent book. The action is really picks up in this book. I'm loving what they're doing here at Impact Theory Comics. Now, apparently, it says here at the end of this book that they are going to go, they just basically greenlit 6 more issues after this. Yeah, they're gonna go, so I believe that it's going up to 12 issues then, because I know, there's issue number 6 and it says they greenlit 6 more issues. I can't wait. You guys need to go pick up this book. This book is absolutely great. The art in this book is awesome. I love, like here, this is just kind of, just the previews at the beginning, there's giving you the backstory of what's going on. I love the art in this book, man. The art is great. The story is great. Now, the thing is, I can guarantee you, I know I'm going to hear somebody out there at some point, you're going to go watch another video where somebody's going to be like, oh, this book, it just follows all the typical comic tropes for a cyberpunk tale taking place in a dystopian future and la la la. Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong. I can't argue against that. But what I can say is, I think in this book, I mean, they're pretty self-aware of that. I mean, they actually they pretty much point it out. In the books constantly. I mean, they make references to Matrix. They make and different things like that. So, I mean, everything they're doing here, I'm pretty sure they're self-aware of. So when you come at them with that criticism of, oh, it's just like this or it's just like that, yeah, it is. But I'm pretty sure they're self-aware of it. And if you go to Impact Theory's channel here on YouTube, you can go check out and you can even go to the website and check out and see what their mission statement is and see what they're doing. I can tell you that no matter what, they're self-aware of any that criticism of just following all those tropes. They're self-aware of it, and I think they're putting that in there on purpose, obviously, for a reason, but I think they've got more to offer than something that we've seen in the past. So I can't wait to get through the next issue, number 6. I can't wait to get the next 6 issues after that. I hope you guys go out and support this book, so maybe they can hit 100. Can we all help them? Can we all go out and help Impact Theory on their very first comic book ever? Can we help them hit 100 by going out there and supporting this book? I'm telling you, you can find this at your local comic shop, and you should. It's great. It's a great story. It's a great series. It's the same thing with Resonant. Same thing. And but this has different art in it. You can, and this one has God, who's part of this? Jim Kruger is one of the writers. Script by Jim Kruger and Samantha Levenshu. I believe I'm probably saying that right or wrong. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it's got artists are Neil Edwards and Jeremy Rawpak. I don't know. Probably butchering his name there. But the art in this book is great too. I'm telling you guys, you gotta go check this stuff out. Neon Future, man, it's a good one. And you know, if you don't want to get something on the big publishers, DC or Marvel, go check this out. I'm telling you, I think it's pretty good. I've seen other videos and other people, you know, writing articles about it and stuff, and they point out the same things too. Like I just said, there's that criticism there that, yeah, it just pulls the same old tropes. And oh, here's one of them I heard about one of the main characters here. Where is it? D, right here. She was on the cover of the last issue, but right here, they're like, oh yeah, you can tell she's, you know, the feminism stuff in here. She's got the textbook haircut and with the braids on the sides. I'm just like, yeah, dude, okay, cool. I'm telling you, read the book. They've got something to offer here, man. You can't. I don't think you can just toss these simple criticisms at them, because I guarantee you they've already taken that into account, and that's what I like about this book. I mean, it's like written on every page. You guys got to check this stuff out, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's really what I've got for my comic books. I only got the 2 of them read so far. Plenty of others I've still got to read from last. You guys know I've been trying to stay busy doing my miles for that Tour de France challenge, but I'm telling you, it's been rough. The one thing I forget is every time I'm starting, it gets very hard when you wake up in the morning after you've been doing some, like I did a pretty hefty week in the first week, and when you start waking up in the mornings, it's hard to wake up and start getting around, get out and do stuff like. You've got to make sure that you're in a good sleep, and that all comes in planning. And I had some bad planning going into this, so I am very behind on my miles. But believe me when I say I'm not gonna double down, but I'm gonna go out there and knock it out. See how many of these miles I can get by the end of next weekend. Hopefully, I can get close to my goal. I don't know. It's about 1,100 miles. Hopefully, I can get there. And yeah. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get on my computer now. As you've been here before, you know that my computer has the camera isn't as nice on it. I mean, it's a camera, and this camera right here does great video. And today we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of things going on in the news. If you guys follow me on social media, you can see I've been feeling a little bit frisky today. We've got a lot to talk about, you know. We've got a lot to talk about, and we're gonna cover it. And you can see right here I'm wearing this monetize your haters shirt, man, because that's something you've got to do. And you know what that means? I mean, that doesn't mean just monetizing your haters. You know, something else, what it means to me is sometimes you've got to take the things out there in the world and let them be your inspiration for whatever it is you're doing or whatever's on your mind. You know, we've got to, you know, we get so much from the world around us, and I think a lot of people don't acknowledge it, or just completely want to try to shut it out, or not give it its due. And you know what? I do. I like to, you know, I'm a deep thinker. I think about a lot of things, in case you've seen some of my videos here on the channel, and I'm just a deep thinker like that. So, you know, I try to take a lot of things in from around the world. So, to me, that's another thing it is that Monetize Your Haters has to do with, for me, is taking the things around us and letting them be your inspiration to get out there and knock some shit out of the park. Let's get into this show, folks. All right, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Cable. That's the beauty of live streaming instead of live TV. Yes, like I said, got several things I want to talk about today. A lot to, well, I don't know necessarily about a lot to go through, but a lot of things going on. I hope you're all doing well tonight. I see we got some people here in the live chats. Mr. Pete, Mr. Pete channel needs 700 subs. Don't we all? Don't we all, man? Shoot, I need 700 more too. I'd be at 1,000. I'd be at 1,000. I could be monetized. I don't know. I've got a great supportive audience anyway, and that's you guys. That's you guys, and thank you all for being here. So yes, Mr. Pete, Michael, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Tracy, how are you doing? You know, Tracy, you know that I was laughing the other day about that lady in the group about the dumping. She's like, oh, it's no big deal. Just turn and look the other way. Like, what do you mean turn and look the other way? People are moving or just getting rid of trash, and they're just pulling up to places, leaving it, and like just dumping it in by this building. And the stuff apparently, it looked like it was like from a remodel from this hotel where it was sitting right next to the wall, right over the little wall of their property right there. And it's like, no. These people dumped that there. Like, it's there, you know, like, you need to take care of it. You know, like, you don't, but the thing is this group is for, like, people who, like, it's about posting about illegal dumping. If you see people illegal dumping or anything like that, you know, just talking about that stuff like that, about the cleanup efforts that they're doing here in the valley. But yeah, this idiot goes in there and says, it ain't harming nobody, just look the other way, it's no big deal. What's that mean? What? Do you know what group you're in? Do you know what group you're in? This whole group is centered around illegal dumping, and you're saying for us to just forget about it and look the other way? That's not how this works. Anyway, that was just something funny I was laughing about the other day. I don't know, man. I'm not sure how it is where you guys live at, but where we live at, there's some stuff that's not right all the time. It's not quite right, man. And so yeah, that's that. Again, thank you all so much for being here. God, there was something I was going to mention. Yes. Okay. Now, in case you guys haven't been hearing me flap my gums about this stream that we've been doing, a bunch of us different content creators have been coming together every Sunday at God, what is that? It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I believe that is, God, what is that? 8? I think it's 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you ever get a chance, you should go check out Drunk3PO. He should be here in the description, so you could go check out his channel and make sure to tune in for that. It's called Some Black Guys and a Drunk. We all get on there and we talk about just kind of the same thing that I talk about here, but there's a bunch more, not even like-minded individuals, just a bunch of other guys in there who are sane people who have opinions on these same things like I kind of talk about here, and they cover so much more, and it's absolutely a great show. Drunk3PO has been I think it's been going on for like 5 weeks now, 6 weeks. It's a very great show. You get, and I'm not saying that just because I'm part of the stream. It's a great stream because like last week, for whatever reason, like Google went crazy and it kicked me out of the room and wouldn't let me back on. I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. But still in there, it was a great show. Drunk3PO has put together just a great panel of content creators who like to talk about the nerdy things we all love. Like a lot of these guys like Star Wars, you know, I like the comic books. A couple guys in there, you know, we just all kind of movie fans, music fans, and things like that. And so it's, you know, it's a really good show to go and check out. Again, it's Drunk3PO. Should be down in the description. If it's not there, let me know because I'll make sure I get a link to that up very soon. So you guys should check that out. But that is normal. It was on Sundays. It's being moved to Tuesdays. That was the point. I almost forgot that. See, it's moving to Tuesdays. It's going to be Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you guys make it all make it there for that. Like I said, it's a great show. Drunk3PO has put together a very great panel. I'm proud to be a part of it. It's just a good time every time that we get on there. Just the same here when we're there interacting with you folks while we're sharing our opinions on just all these nerdy things that we talk about. And some of them aren't so nerdy. Now, the one thing I want to talk about for just first thing right off the bat. Now, I've had this video that I've been wanting to do. And you know, I'm I'm just fairly new into comic books. I just started reading again last year, just a little over a year ago. So like, I'm by means no expert. I'm not a collector. I am just a reader. I mean, I've, been to the University of Marvel Unlimited, and read, just went back and read a bunch of stories and everything, just the different things I was seeking out. And so, like I said, I'm by no means any kind of a comics expert. So, but the one thing I've been wanting to talk about, and I reached out to another content creator. You guys probably all know who he is if you're here on my channel. That is Black Angus Reviews. I reached out to him because he's been trying to get me to go on his show, and he's on the East Coast as well. I'm here on the West Coast, and just trying to get our times lined out to get together to do a video. It just hasn't happened yet, but I actually want to see if I can get him on the show very soon, because what I want to talk about is just Comicsgate. Because, like, me, myself, I don't really know a whole lot about it. Okay, now, I do know, like, there's just there's a bunch of things that I think there's probably misconceptions about it, and things like that. As well as, there's just different ways that people feel about this whole thing. And like I said, I don't really know enough about it. That's why I want to have him come on the show so we can talk about it. Because recently there was something that happened a few weeks ago. And like I said, I've been wanting to make this video. But it was Pocket Jack Comics and Ethan Van Sciver they didn't really even have a beef. But like Preston Poulter over at Pocket Jack's Comics, he's got a channel here on YouTube, did this video, and he was talking just about, it was just kind of a talk about, just the culture going on around us right now, and just the same kind of stuff that we all talk about, and that I talk about here on the channel. And he was talking, he just had a little speech, but then he was also talking about his comic book, White Lily, getting, he had a Indiegogo campaign going on, and it didn't meet its goal because there were some people out there who just like we hear about all the time, who were out there accusing certain people of being, like white supremacists or alt-right, just all this slanderous stuff that people do to I guess kind of defame or deplatform people, just people who out there hurling out accusations with no real proof. And that kind of, I guess he fell victim to that from some people. I honestly don't know who. But some people were out there saying stuff, accusing one of his artists or something of being like, white supremacist, and I don't know, just a whole mess of stuff. I won't pretend to know a whole lot about it. But then he also talked about like Ethan Van Sciver and just kind of like how Ethan Van Sciver is kind of like, he's kind of the face of Comicsgate, but like he's not like its leader or anything. So, he's just like a part of it. There's other creators out there who are part of it as well. And I think it's just that he's like the one with, probably the biggest platform and the most well known. So a lot of people look to him as the leader. And, I just feel like whatever happened here with Pocket Jack's Comics, and Ethan Van Sciver actually went through and did a video, and I think I got through most of it. Ethan Van Sciver did a video on that whole issue too, on that video that Preston Poulter had done. And it was, I don't know, I think it was well over an hour that he talked about this video. And to me, like I said, I'm new to this whole thing anyway, so like my opinion is really, I can't really base it on a whole lot. But for me, it just seems like this whole situation was a situation where like maybe the whole movement in itself, like Comicsgate in itself, didn't really serve either one of them well in this particular situation. And whether that's through, and I think it's really actually due to through the perception of Comicsgate and the reality of Comicsgate, and also through people's perceptions and the reality of things as well. And I think, just like I said, I don't think that it actually served either of these guys. I don't think it did anybody any favors in this particular instance. I just feel like it's like a huge kind of misunderstanding, and I don't even know, maybe a miscommunication. And because one thing that I will say is Preston Poulter, on that White Lily issue he was doing on the Indiegogo, that actually failed to meet its campaign on there, but he actually already made it on Kickstarter. and he actually ended up just putting it on BackerKit instead of Indiegogo. So we got refunds through the Indiegogo, and then he just went ahead and just put it in BackerKit. So I still went ahead and got the issues that I wanted to that I wanted to read. So, and I should have White Lily issue number 3 coming in the mail as soon as they get all that put together and get those sent out. So I did get a chance to read the first issue. I thought it was pretty good, and but yeah, like I said, I don't know enough about this, like the whole Comicsgate and just all that stuff in and of itself. I'm really very inexperienced in this whole thing as far as that's concerned. So that's why I reached out to Black Angus Reviews to see if I could get him to come on here, and maybe we could just have a conversation about it. And because he's from a different perspective than I am, because he's a little closer to the situation. Like so I think he would bring maybe a little more perspective for me, maybe a little just more background, and just because he's a little more familiar with those kinds of things. And he talks a lot with a lot of people on his channel about just other people who are doing indie books, who are doing just basically putting out their own comic books. So and that's a pretty cool thing, because I think I've seen several times like he's had a lot of different artists on there talking about some of the different books, and I wish I had more money to spend on some indie books like that, because some of them can be expensive, and I'm not saying that they're not worth it either. It's just because I mean, if there's small content creators like that making those own books, I mean, I realize they are going to take money, and so that's why at some point too, you probably got to pick and choose who you want to buy comic books from if you're paying a higher price for them. So, and some of them, like even this White Lily issue, they actually have it where you can just buy the digital download of it too. So that's something kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, that's what I want to see if I can get Black Angus Reviews to come here so we can have a conversation about that, because like I said, he's got a different perspective about it. I don't really know enough about it. Now, the one thing I do know about it is, I get people's discontent, like people who are in the community. I get their discontent with the things, like, I guess, kind of the mission and everything behind Comicsgate. Basically, like, having the agendas forced into stories, through, like, they're not, like I said, I don't know enough about it. Like people, like the companies are saying, like, no, we want you to do this, and they're like, well, okay, I mean, I'm contracted to do the work for you and everything, so. But like I said, I don't know enough about it. And, so they pretty much do it because, they're getting paid to do it. It's just like if you're at your job and your boss tells you to go do your job, and you got to do it because that's your job. So, and it's just people like that who are just kind of tired of that, or just people who are not into, I don't know. From what I've noticed is a lot of times with these smaller indie books, you get better stories. You get better told, better built stories and things like that, and that's what I've noticed even with like these small press books that I've been picking up like this past week. Is they're just smaller press. Like there's to me, it's people who are probably in the industry, maybe new in the industry, or just getting into the industry, or been around for a while, and just want to give more of their actual creative talent to something, because when you really think about like Marvel and DC books, I mean, they're characters that have been around for a long time. So when you do something new with them, people kind of don't like it. They want the classic character. And that's, I know that's one huge thing that was going on at one point with like Marvel, for sure. I know, like they had like at one point, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago too, like at one point you didn't have like your regular classic Hulk. It was just like Amadeus Cho Hulk. And, some people, don't like that. I mean, you should be able to go out and pick up a comic book of Bruce Banner, Incredible Hulk, or in this case, I believe it's the Immortal Hulk. So, yeah, like I said, I can't pretend to know a whole lot about it. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get here into live chat, say what's up to everybody before I get onto the next thing here. Okay, let's see. WWE is very involved in Comic-Con this year. Yeah, I'm sure they are, because WWE, they make movies and everything. I believe they produce films, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. But I mean, it's Comic-Con, so I'm sure there's plenty of nerdy things out there. I mean, wrestling is something that people definitely nerd out about, So that's cool. Yeah, one of these days I want to go to that. I want to go to that. Yes, Mads Mama Bear, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Tracy, again, thank you for being here. Mr. Pete. The news just announced California has out of control rat outbreak because of all that shit. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. You know what? I actually seen somebody just post in our community chat boards that there was just some mosquitoes found here in the area with West Nile virus, tested positive for West Nile virus. There goes the neighborhood. Damn, man. And that sucks because we're the area. Apparently, I didn't get to read through all the article because it just I just happened to see it right here before I was starting the show. But it was like literally found like 5. You know, I don't know, like 3 miles from my house. You know, where this sample was at. So it's like, it's a little close to home. It's a little close to home. Okay. So she says it's hot as fluff. I'm melting. Check your mic. Yeah, I know my mic at first. You know, the beauty of live streaming, man. It's always fun, things like that. That's happened a couple times. Remember to Hulk smash the like button, people. Yes, you know what? Thank you, Ms. Mama Bear. Thank you for that. Yes, please, guys, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And you know what? Like honestly, if you don't like this stream, give it a thumbs down. You know, I don't really care. The interaction is what I care about. You know, it's funny because I'm in this YouTube community on Facebook, and all these people are like, do dislikes really matter? They're like, oh, I got a dislike on my video and. What? Well, what are you guys looking at? You looking at the kitty? I see you guys look. And come on, man. Come on, guys. Right here. All right. But I can't even remember where I was. I'm sure it didn't really matter. I'm sure it really didn't matter. But yes, it's hot. It's hot where I'm at here. The mics. Has out of control. Okay, 8 Eastern time. Okay, it's a fun wild card chat. Remember Hulksman. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, the likes. Yeah, in that group, people think like, oh, I got a dislike. It's a bad thing. Like no, like me, like, give me some dislikes. You don't have to. But you know, all these people, it's like their whole world is ruined because somebody disliked their video. They're like, do you think I have a troll? Is there somebody trolling me? Like you might know if there's a troll, because I know at one point I definitely had one and I called him out. And I knew who it was. Dude thought I was stupid, but I thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Just people, I don't know. I think it's these people who look to social media for validation. Sometimes that is what the problem is. But again, yes, smash the like button. Again, about Drunk 3PO's thing that's on Tuesday at 8, and just wanted to plug that again, because I just seen that there in the chat. I'm here with it. I missed. What are we talking about? Well, you just missed really just me flapping my gums a little bit about some comic skates and stuff that I don't really know too much about, and some comic books. Stuff that you don't know too much about, CJ. Anyway. Okay, aggressively relaxing. Welcome. Again, saw your video again this week, man. Great job, dude. Man, you know what? I want to collaborate on a video one of these days with you. Can I do a line or something for you? Dude, I'll just send it to you. Just let me know, like, send me a little script or something. Dude, I don't know. That would just be cool because I love your channel, dude. I love the way you go over just that whole radio parody thing. It's great. I love it. Love it, man. I dig your videos. Comicsgate doesn't want politics in comics, and creators should be nice. Also, here's my politics libtard by my book. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know enough about it. I kind of looked into it like on the internet. You know, like the best place to go for great information. So I went to the internet and, you know, looked up some stuff, and I'm kind of like, okay, I guess I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I get that. The thing is like, comic books have with a good story, you tell something political just through storytelling. You know, you're not just out there outright just saying stuff, and, you know, like, and not even just an agenda, like just some things you don't have to say. You know, just like when I was reading the Giant Man issue, you know, there was just things in there where you got people just being so stereotypical, and just situations just happening that, like, and things going on that it's just like, really? Like, there's like really no imagination put into this whatsoever. Yeah, you know. So I don't know. I think there's just got to be a line for it. You know, and all the great writers, you know, they can put stuff in there just through the story. They let the story tell it, and that was the funny thing about the series. There was stuff that was just laid on so thick, and then there was other times in other books where they just put stuff in there where they let the story, just the things that were happening, tell it. It's just like, what? Why didn't you just start this way? What like, and I noticed that with most of the books that I have read that have those kinds of things in them, is it seems like the first issue or something, like the Captain Marvel series right now, the same thing happened. Like, out the gate, like the first couple of issues, and actually, you know, I think it might have been in issue 3 or 4, there was something really in there too. Like, even in the book, the characters were all sitting there having a conversation, and one of them goes, "Wow, that's pretty sick." And I was sitting there reading it, I'm like, yeah, you think? Like, but it just like, it was just laid on so thin. It was just lazy to me. Like, but then after that, everything is kind of, you know, moved on forward. It hasn't really been so bad. It's like they want to come out and, you know, knock a home run, and then just, you know, and then just walk the rest of the, and not even run for home base. You know, just like, just trotting around. You know, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the good writers just they do it in there. They let the story tell the narrative that they want to tell. You know, do it that way. You know, put it in there. It doesn't have to be so on the nose. You're gonna go blind. And honestly, I haven't seen, in like the books that I read, I haven't really seen like a whole lot of it at all. Like the Captain Marvel, there was a little bit in there, especially at first, and occasionally there are just little things in there, because just little things here and there. But I mean, it's not a lot of them. Sometimes they don't come off as like anything big to me. But I don't know. I guess if there's somebody really out there nitpicking at stuff, you could probably find a lot more stuff. But yeah. So there's that. What? Oh, the Rookie Critic. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh man, I gotta see if I can get that video done for you. Oh man, that date already passed, didn't it? That was today or yesterday. Dang it. My bad, dude. Maybe one of these days. We'll get something worked out together there. CJ, what happened? Are they making Wolverine Black or something? Not yet. But I mean, at this point, they probably will. I mean, we all know how Marvel Studios and Disney is starting to run on outrage culture. So, you know, they might. And that's something, you know, like people were talking about, you know, like the 007 and everything, you know, they're doing that. What's her name is Lashana Lynch is going to be the new 007, and I don't know, people are outraged about it. But what about that Jay and Silent Bob trailer, right? Yeah. Shoot, Twitter would explode if that happened. Okay, did you give us my eye? Did you just give us my eyes are here? Okay, the critics said, what's up, bro? Okay, I know enough to know you're a nerd. Kidding, I've been reading the Preacher comics daily. The Preacher comics. I haven't read those. I love the Vertigo comics. Okay, on Vertigo. I believe, yeah, that's the branch that like DC is shutting down, right? Vertigo. And I think they're just integrating it back in, bringing some titles in. I won't pretend to know enough about that neither. Yeah, then they do something like number 0, just tell a linear story. Right. Yeah, right? Yeah. Don't worry a second. Don't worry a second. I missed the first time Rookie did it. Oh, okay. Dang, yeah, I like doing things like that. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have ever checked out Ryan from Nerdy Blurb TV. He's one hell of a cool dude, but he's building a community, man, of like nerds and stuff, and he does these videos called the Fandom Initiative. He done a couple of those, but he does a lot of fan cams and stuff too, where you can submit videos to him and they'll put them out. But he done these two called the Fandom Initiative, where like, you know, just kind of a bunch of us just submitted videos, just basically talking about the MCU, Avengers Endgame, just leading up to that and stuff like that. Some pretty cool videos. Like, he puts them together. He's like a sick ass editor. So you should definitely check his stuff out. Okay, can't wait for the new Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Oh, I know, right? Definitely. Vertigo will be replaced by DC Black. Yes, okay. I knew it was something like that. Okay, now, speaking of Jay and Silent Bob. Okay. Speaking of Jay and Silent Bob. They're, you know, I've noticed something lately going on with people, okay? And it's really weird. Now, where do I start? Because there's so much to say here. I've noticed there is a lot of people out there who are getting tired of a bunch of... That's exactly where we're going. The new GameStop looks like the member berries. I've noticed a lot of people who are out there talking about movies and things like that. They're sitting there talking about they're getting tired of no originality in Hollywood. Okay, they're getting tired of this no originality in Hollywood. But you know what? I mean, to me, I'm one of these people that says, if you've got a problem, have a solution, okay? Don't just be out there flapping your gums about a problem and not being part of the solution. And to me, the biggest thing that means, if you're going to talk about the lack of originality out there in Hollywood and scripts and movies and stuff like that, please absolutely tell me that you're submitting scripts to Hollywood yourself, okay? Or please tell me that you're at least making content of your own where you are doing like a creative job being a director and doing things like that. Which brings me to, you know, like a channel that I just discovered today or a couple of days ago that I completely forgot to subscribe to from the Nerdy Blurb TV does, that Fandom Initiative, and that I'm sure you guys know who this guy is. That is Flipped Out. So the videos he does over there, these parody things, like they're great. Okay, and maybe I need to see if I can send him a video to collab with him too one of these days, because if you guys watch my Trailer Park News, that's kind of what I do. Like, occasionally I'd come in and do the I don't even know what I call him. It's just me, I guess. Guess just me, just sitting there flapping my gums just like myself, but a little bit different. Yeah, so but he's funny channel, dude. He does a lot of these parody videos. But yes, sorry. See, I'm getting off a track here. I knew I shouldn't have got off track here. I was getting ready to get on a rant here for you guys. But I see all these people out there talking about movies. They're getting tired of reboots and all these different kinds of things. But then yet they're all talking about wanting nostalgia. They want something nostalgic. They see this Top Gun trailer, like, oh, like this looks like great nostalgia, something good that we need. And you know what? But you're getting tired of reboots. You're getting tired of sequels. You want something original. But you see something like the Top Gun and you're happy. I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's mind-boggling. You know, mind-boggling. Yes, mind-boggling. No. I know what you're thinking. Mind-boggling. So to me, it's just like one of these things. Like, what do you want? I mean, do you want the nostalgia or do you want something original? You know, I mean, go out there. I mean, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't have opinions or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to gripe about the originality, please do something about it. I mean, at least be doing something of your own. You don't even have to be submitting it to Hollywood. But, you know, one of the things is, speaking of which, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen, there's a show called Off Camera with Sam Jones. He interviews a lot of just not even just all movie stars, or people in the music business, the movie industry, and just all different kinds of people. Well, I can't remember which producer he was talking to the one time, and this producer was saying he's been around for a long time, and I knew who the guy was when they got in and was doing the interview, but he was saying the thing is, especially like in Hollywood, you hear all these people saying, oh, I'm a writer, and the thing is then you go and ask these people, well, what have you wrote? They're like, oh, well, nothing. They haven't wrote anything. It's like it's all in their head, and he said the majority of people in Hollywood that say they're writers, like 90% of them haven't actually written anything. And I'm, I've got a friend, I've got a personal friend who is, he is a writer, and he actually writes stuff. And I'm like, he's done videos and stuff. I'll see if I can find him. I think his YouTube channel is Cheeto Steve. Cheeto Steve here on YouTube. You could go check out his videos. Dude, he's this guy that's like super talented. He's done videos of his own, like creative shit, man, and it's great. And he has something to contribute, and I think he's one of these dudes that has something to contribute. And I wish he would get take some of his stories, some of his scripts, or some of his ideas to some places and just submit them, because I know he's actually taken some and actually written them down. Which and I keep telling him, dude, you've probably done 99% more than any of the other writers out there. That's the thing you got to do, is you got to go do it, And that's why most of the people out there who are content creators, who are actually out there doing creative stuff, like hats off to you, man. Like, it's not easy going out there, having a voice of your own, doing something on your own, and just making content, whether that's videos, whether that's, even just like I'm doing, like I do some of the comic book reviews, or when I post some of my movie theories, do something of your own. That's something that, when I first came here on YouTube, I was watching a lot of videos, checking out a bunch of different channels, and, there was some of these channels that I realized all you're doing is talking about something from an article. You're just literally just reading an article. And most of these people are just reading theories from Reddit. Just Reddit theories. And that's all they're doing. And I realized, like, there's these, like, all these channels just reading Reddit theories, not even presenting theories of their own. And I'm like, dude, you're, like, completely uncreative. All right? Because, like, they just read the theory, and they don't even provide any idea of their own. Like, hey, well, just what do you guys think about this theory? Smash subscribe. As soon as we hit 500,000 subscribers, we're going to send you an infinity gauntlet. Or make sure and, I don't know. Just some of them are just completely unimaginative, and like, they're robots, right? They're robots, essentially. And that's what we're talking about here. And that's exactly what's going to segue me into the next thing that I have to say. I posted earlier on my Twitter. I was just tweeting some stuff out there, and one of the things I tweeted is, if you like anything, if you're a fan of anything these days, you're just a shill. If you don't got something bad to say about it, you're a shill. And I say that tongue in cheek, because that's the extreme, like, people take it to these days. Not everybody, but you see some of these people out there that are just, I don't know. They're just, I think a lot of these people are trying to copycat other channels, and they're just like, they don't really have anything to offer of their own. It's just like copy paste arguments that you see everywhere. You see it everywhere. And I believe there's a word for that, and it's called NPCs. And you see these NPCs just everywhere, and just like, but like these, like, they're on both sides. Like the social justice warriors, the anti-social justice warriors. It's the same thing. It just, like, you get these people that just have these copy and paste ideas. They don't really have any actual opinions of their own. And you know what? If they have something that's just a little bit different, they don't dare say, because, like, oh, like, if I say something different, like, it just kind of goes a little bit, like, it's just copy paste bullcrap. And, you see a lot of copycats out there just trying to do this thing. I mean, just like, there's a channel I follow. This kid was talking about, he does a lot of videos about, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU and stuff like that. Just kind of the same stuff that I talk about here. But, I've kind of gotten a little more into comic books. And then, this show right here, I love doing this show because I love having you people here to talk with about all these different things. So this kid goes and, like, he makes some of these videos he does, like, he just doesn't seem genuine in them. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like he's just making a video to make something controversial, and so to get people to interact and leave their comments in the bottom, because like he was talking like about the Spider-Man Far From Home movie, and it being like the worst Spider-Man ever, and all this and that, and he's going through and telling his opinions about the movie, but he's just like, and the reason that I don't like this movie is just because, you know, in this movie we've got, and it's not, I mean, the thing is if you watch the channel, it's not how he normally talks, it's not how he normally is when he's doing most of his videos and everything, but then he goes and does this one that's supposed to be like this one where he's giving an opinion that's not so popular, and all of a sudden it's just like a statue, and it's like, dude, like, it just doesn't seem genuine. You know, like, you don't have to fake nothing. You know, it's okay to have differing opinions. We don't all have to agree. You know, and that's the, you know, and I think that just comes down to the other thing. Like, but my whole point is you you see a lot of these people. And you know, it's people who are, you know, it's people who are actually just destroying our language, and that's what it is these days. People are trying to ruin, they're trying to change the meaning of words, you know, and that's a term that I hear so much out there is shills. You know, like if you like, I hear people saying like oh, you know, like I like this movie, I thought it was good, you know, you should go out and check it out, and you know, but you see people like shill, you're just a shill, and it's like, dude, like it's just a kid with an opinion, dude. Just because he's saying that he likes the movie and you should go out and see it doesn't make, like, you're changing the meaning of a word here. You know what I mean? Like, when you take something and you're trying to change it like that, I mean, you're just going to beat it, and eventually it's going to have no meaning, except for to those that, you know, use, I don't know, that's their thing, you know? You can't just change the meaning of words. That's not how it works. And you know, you're trying to change people's perception through deception, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Not everybody that just likes something and doesn't really have a problem with it is a shill. Okay, it's just not how it works. Stop trying to change the meaning of words. You know, I see it all over the place. All over the place. Just like this recent thing, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. It's something that I'm very upset about this stuff right here. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed on Twitter, the Soska sisters got banned from Twitter, and I may have talked about this last week. They got banned from Twitter for promoting their upcoming film Rabid. It's a David Cronenberg remake of a, God, I can't remember what year it was, movie. Okay, it's called Rabid. They were just promoting their film, and they got banned from Twitter for this ad they put up. Okay, and then you know, so you know, which was a bunch of crap anyway. It's an advertisement for a horror movie. Okay, and the thing is, and here's the thing, is like, if you've ever seen or interacted with Jen and Sylvia Soska, they are like the sweetest, most nicest ladies that you've probably ever or will meet on social media and probably in real life. They're really genuine people. I've never actually even met them. I've only interacted with them on social media, and I'm telling you, like, they actually said to me, they're like, you know what? I can't wait till we meet one of these days. And I'm just sitting there. I would love that, you know, and I'd probably completely fanboy out, because these two ladies are absolutely awesome. And the thing is these ladies advocate for freaking like everybody. They would give their shirts off the back for people. And, you know, there's literally people doing a lot worse things on Twitter, you know, and you know, and I've even used this one too. There's literally porn on Facebook or on Twitter. There's literally porn on Twitter, you know, and not that I have anything against that. Not that people who do porn are bad or anything. I don't care about that, you know. The thing is there's literally porn on Twitter, and they're being deplatformed, kicked off of Twitter for an ad for their movie. I mean, it's just images of makeup and stuff that's just done really well. Okay, they were talking about just because it's like self-mutilation and all this bullshit, and it's like, dude, no. And then, okay, it's not even that. I don't know. I'm not normally mad about stuff like this. It's just ridiculous that they got deplatformed anyway. That they got kicked off Twitter. They got a Twitter ban for this image promoting their movie. Okay, That's just ridiculous in itself. Most normally, I'm not really upset about that kind of stuff. You know, people get kicked off of Twitter bans all the time. Okay, but then on top of that, there's somebody that wrote, I don't know, they wrote an article or they shared something about this Twitter ban, and the Soska sisters went and thanked this person, said, "Oh, hey, you know, thank you, you know, very much for your kind words." Like they kind of had to, you know, said, "Hey, thank you to this person for like getting the word out there about their Twitter ban." And this person actually went out there and started spreading lies about them, calling them. I guess he wrote some article. You can go find Young Rippa 59. He did a video about it, and that's what I didn't know about this particular guy, and he talks about it in the video, where he actually wrote this article talking about, oh, the Soska sisters from this and that to alt-right something overnight, you know, just like basically calling them alt-right and everything overnight, you know, like they switched because there was people around the community have come out and said like this is a bunch of bullshit, that they get banned from Twitter for promoting their movie and it just having some graphic images just like appear in every other horror film. Okay, and meanwhile we've got people bitching about who's playing fucking Ariel in The Little Mermaid. The fuck out of here, man. It makes me mad to no end because, you know, like I said, these ladies will do. I mean, these ladies advocate for the LGBT community. These ladies basically made their own way into Hollywood. They paved their own way into Hollywood. They went to film school. Their parents put up their house for the money for them to make their first movie. You know, they were all in to invest in their daughters and their future and their filmmaking future, and they did it. And they've went out and they've done all this great stuff. Like I say, they advocate for people too. You know, they do these blood drives. They do these blood drives, like, I'm not even sure if it's more than once a year, where they go and try to get people to donate blood. And they also have been very active, you know, like all the scandal and everything in Hollywood with all like the child trafficking, the sex trafficking and all that stuff, they've been very active in that, exposing that kinds of things and getting messages out there in the world. In case you never read the Black Widow series, the recent series on Marvel Comics that I've flapped my gums to no end about, that you need to go check out, and you should go check it out. Yeah, it's all in there. It's in that book, I'm telling you. I've told you guys need to go read this book. These ladies get deplatformed for, I mean, this guy is out there slandering them. And I'm like, it's bad enough they got deplatformed for bullshit, but then this dude's out there slandering them, and she's like, these aren't the victims you're looking for, bro. They're just not. You got the wrong people. You've got the wrong fucking people to be trying to bringing down with your bullshit. Just because of shit like this, where people are just trying to change, they're just trying to change our culture, our world, by trying to change and influence the language and things like that. You know, one of my friends on Facebook actually made this funny post about, you know, soon enough we're gonna see the Bible is going to be banned because it's, you know, like, it's just phobic. It's just everything phobic. It's just phobic and all this stuff. And, you know, he's laughing. And he's all saying all tongue in cheek, but it's like, you know, it's a reality that is completely possible. And you know, when that happens, you know, shit is completely just gone. Okay. At that point, there is no turning back, is there? And that's why you got to. If you've got kids, you've got to be active in their lives and make sure you raise them right, man. Raise your kids to not be little turds. How about that? I mean, it's too late for most of us, you know. It's too late for most of us, but do the best you can to make your kids be the best kids they can, so they don't have to be these complete automatons who are just going along with the crowd, who are afraid to step out and say something, or who are afraid to say that, you know what, like, yeah, you know, this is my feelings on something, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody agrees, and I guess that's the thing about our society these days, is everybody always has to agree on something, you know, agree to disagree. No, dude. God, you don't have to agree to anything. You can just disagree. And, again, I mean, a lot of it comes down to just you know, people would talk about the culture war and everything, and it's something to laugh about. Yeah, it's kind of laughable, but you know what? What have we got going on around us? Like I said, people are out there trying to change the meaning of words, and in the meantime, they're trying to change your perception by doing that. You got to be careful of these people. You know, you just got to be careful of these people. You know, you gotta keep your head straight, man. Keep your head straight, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be different. If you guys know me, I'm definitely the kind of person that I will say, dude. I'll say what the hell I want. I don't have to go along with anybody. I've always been a loner throughout my life. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've got, and not saying I don't have friends or anything, but I'm totally okay with being the odd man out. I don't mind that. You know, I dealt with that crap at my job when at my old job that I used to have. Things would be going on. People are just a whole bunch of trash, and nobody ever wants to say anything. Nobody ever wants to say anything, you know. But you know me, I'll happily say something. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, because you're not gonna ask me for opinions or say, well, anybody got anything to say, and keep my goddamn mouth shut. You guys, if you guys are following me here, you already know that. You already know that, like me, and CJ, if you're still here, you could tell them, dude. I'm freaking nuts, dude. I'm nuts. I I hate to say that, but I am, man. You know, and CJ, don't you start, dude. I know you dudes. This dude's getting ready to say I'm bipolar and shit. Oh, here. Sorry, I've got it on airplane mode there. It's because of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, to me it just seems like too many people are are scared to be themselves. You know what I mean? You don't have to be one of these copy and paste people. And that's the other thing that brings me to my next subject. And this is really at no one in particular, because I've just been noticing lately more and more people. It just has to go along with these copy paste people, and like I said, but you know what? Like I said, when it comes down to this copy paste stuff, these people that have all these arguments, that it's just they're the NPCs that they pretend that they're talking about sometimes. You got the same argument everybody else does. You don't have anything unique of your own to offer. You've got to have that. Otherwise, you're just another voice in the crowd. And by the time you're with 4 or 5 of different people, I mean, it's an echo chamber. I mean, you got to have something like, not even conflicting ideas, because nobody feels the same. You know what I mean? Nobody feels the same about anything. And that's the thing, like with politics and stuff like that, you know, people get involved, you know, in religion and just all this stuff is, no matter what, it seems like somebody's always arguing to be right and all these kinds of things. Like, you know, you're not trying to convince each other. You're just having a conversation is really more what you're doing, really what you should be doing if you want to talk about stuff like that. Because even people who are conservatives and all this stuff, they don't all feel the same about all the same stuff. The same thing with, the same thing with Democrats. They don't feel all the same way about the same stuff. I mean, they just don't. And, it just seems like everybody just says, okay, like if you're part of this group, you just fit in that box. It's just, just kind of just a broad stroke. And, and everybody's sitting there like, well, no, that's, like, I don't know. To me, it's just odd. It's just odd. Just like people, when I tell people, like, I'm not a religious person, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in the devil, I don't, people are like, oh, you're atheist. It's like, no, I'm not. I mean, you want to label me as that, you want to say that, yeah, sure. I mean, that's just me pulling you pulling me into your little religion game. I'm not that. I'm just myself, okay? There's nature, there's the world, we're alive, we die. I mean, that's just how it works. Oh, there's what created us, No, man, like, obviously we all had a starting point, but I don't think that necessarily, and that don't necessarily mean that there aren't things in our lives that aren't. I mean, nothing's in our control anyway. But that's not to say that there wasn't some start pointer. People, there's like the Big Bang. Then there's the creationism, just all the different stuff. I mean, who really knows? You know, who really knows? Because I mean, if you can clearly see through just things that they do in science that everything, I mean, everything, a lot of stuff is chemical reactions or just things like that. It's really quite crazy. Okay, so where are we at here? Where are we at? People have been crying for a new Jay and Silent Bob. Oh, Lethal Lightning, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else is here. Let's get caught up on some of these chats. People have been crying for a new Jay and Silent Bob movie for decades, and now that it's done, they're complaining. Make up your minds. Kevin Smith is giving us what we're dying to see. I think I went over that one. Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of people out there saying they're not really into the whole Kevin Smith and all this kind of stuff now. Like all of a sudden, everybody's not a fan of Kevin Smith. You know, everybody don't like Kevin Smith now. Oh, he's just a shill. He's just a shill, and you know, nobody likes it now. He's just, you know, he never has anything bad to say about Marvel or DC or any of this stuff. No, because he's a nerd and he's just happy to see the stuff on screen, man. And you know what? I'm kind of there too. I'm just happy to see the stuff on screen. I just want to see it improve. I don't want to see it go down. I just want to see it improve and do good. Because the better it does, the better it is for everybody. Now, the thing is, we could talk about oversaturation and things like that. Marvel's going to have its hands full trying to do what they're doing with all the characters that they've got. So, yeah, but I don't know. Like, you know, you can't like Kevin Smith. He's just shill. So yeah, I don't know. And when I'm talking about these people who are like using this word, I'm not even talking about the trolls, because I know there's people out there just joking around and stuff like that. But like, no, like there's the people out there that are serious, and you guys probably know. You guys have probably seen these people who are out there just like, dude, come on, like, come on. Like, there's funny, and then there's just like you just being a stupid troll. Like, get over it. And that's the other thing. Why can't people just get over shit these days? Fuck. Okay, I want good sequels. You know, I don't even know that I want sequels. I mean, I'm content with the sequel as long as it's a sequel to something that I like. But you know, there's plenty of stuff that I don't like that people want to see sequels to, like Super Troopers crap. Fuck, I don't even know how anybody likes that junk, man. Super Troopers, man. Them guys. You know, it's not even just them. It's those whole guys. What are they? The Broken Lizard. I don't really like any of their movies, and that's not to say that they suck and that they're terrible filmmakers. To me, they're not funny. They just miss the mark every single time. Like Beer Fest was like one that I was like, oh, you dropped the ball, man. Shit, you did the same thing my Bears used to do when I watched football, man. Damn. Flipped out rocks. Yeah, he does, man. Yeah, I just seen his new. Was it the one he did this morning about Area 51? Great stuff. But yeah, good sequels. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I want good sequels because Top Gun looks good 30 years later, and he's still a great pilot as opposed to Luke in Episode 8. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna make this prediction right now, and I think I may have said it on tweet or somewhere. I'm telling you, at some point, they're probably going to have some of that agenda stuff in there. They're just not going to put it in the trailers. They're going to wait to get your ass in that seat at the theater before they show it. Because Tom Cruise knows stuff. He does his own stunts, you know. Like Brie Larson. She does her own stunts. Fight me. Oh, I don't know. I seen a video about that the other day. Where people were talking, she does her own stunts. Oh. I don't know, that's funny. Like, nobody really does all their own. Well, okay, there's some people out there who do. Everyone's saying hello. Lisa's saying what's up. Maybe not too. Okay, Star Wars Explained is the biggest Disney Star Wars show on YouTube. He has never disagreed or said anything bad about Disney Star Wars. Star Wars Explained. I don't think I've never watched that channel. I don't really watch a bunch of these channels. Like, you know what? To me, if somebody is going to We Got This Covered, comicbook.com for their news, just go somewhere a little more credible. These sites are just clickbait. I honestly don't even look at them. I don't even give them clicks. Because to me, that's the thing. Like, that's all you got to do. That's how they get you with the clicks. You know, that's what they want. They need you to get on their site. They don't want, you know, they're getting cookies and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't care about reporting any kind of news. Speaking of which, I need to bring I need to bring their source back in here again very soon. I've got a couple people who like when I bring the We Got This Covered Inside source on the show. So no Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, no Infinity Gauntlet here. Sorry, but I do have. I forgot to do pick the name for the 300 subscriber drawing. I'll do that tomorrow and I'll get the video up for that. But you know what? At 400, you know, heck, we're all a quarter of the way there almost now. I've got what do you guys want? Shazam or Venom? Digital copy. Shazam or Venom? Let me know down in the comments below. That's what we'll go for at 400. We'll go for that at 400. Or should I do it at 350? Should I do it at 350? I don't know. Okay, no Infinity Gauntlet. Please, no spoilers. For what? Oh, man. See, I've been flapping my gums that much. Mr. P, what about Star Wars Theory? I feel like he's selling out to Disney also. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, to me, you don't always have to have something bad to say, but I mean, you can't always like everything. I mean, you got to have at least, you've got to have some criticisms out there. Because, like, for me, like, The Last Jedi, like, there's a whole lot of bad in it, but there's things in it that I like. But, like, right off the bat, like, within the first 5 minutes of the movie, I was already taken out of the movie, even the first time I watched it. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, there's things in it I like, but there's a whole lot of stuff in it that I just don't like. So, yeah. and that's the thing, I mean, and honestly, I mean, you can have, that's the thing is, you can have an honest criticism, man. I mean, maybe that's what these people are just scared to say something that bad. Like, just because you have a criticism of something doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It's the same thing like if you leave me a dislike in this video. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Maybe there's something I said that you disagree with. It's not bad. Like, it's good. It's still good for my YouTube algorithm for you to give me a dislike. You know, not, you know, like, that's the thing. People just never understand. Interaction is good. Interaction is good. Okay, CJ, he was our last hope, but he's starting to go down a path I can't follow. That's funny. Yeah, I haven't seen that channel. There is more to it than that. Oh man, I'm not sure where we're at on that. Aggressively relaxing says both of those Star Wars channels sound like they dig Star Wars. Yeah, and I haven't seen either one of them. Like I said, I don't mind people being fans. That's great. You know, because the one thing for me is, like, if you've got something you don't like about something, you can let it be known and just move on. You know, I mean, I'm not saying you have to move on and you have to move on just to like it and never talk about it again, but like come up with a solution or something having a negative attitude about it all isn't going to help anything. I mean, it doesn't help your life any. I mean, you just like for me, I mean, you just don't buy it anymore. You don't buy this, you don't buy that. You just, you know, you don't get into whatever content you don't like. You know, because they're going to keep making it regardless. They're going to keep making it regardless. And now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't let your voice be known either, because we do know that sometimes these studios and these companies do listen to us, the fans. Now, and I've talked about that before, where a lot of these companies, they're just trying to bring in more fans, unbeknownst to them, to say that they're shoving away the fans who help them build their business. So, you know, personally, I think Disney offered Star Wars Theory a writing job. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what Star Wars Theory is. The channel I follow is Den of Nerds, because they talk about a lot of that stuff. They talk about the Marvel stuff. They talk about the Star Wars stuff. It's been really heavy on Marvel because there's just more Marvel content out right now than there is Star Wars. So, and he even said that in one of his videos the other day, Josh over there at the Den of Nerds. And he's got a cool channel, man. If you guys don't follow the Den of Nerds, it's a cool place. I like the community they have there. It's people who just a bunch of nerds, you know. And, you know, it's usually pretty chill in there. Nobody ever is going in there and just being assholes. They've built a small community of nerds, and you can tell there's obviously people in there who have their own opinions about stuff, but nobody's ever just in there just being outright assholes about stuff, you know. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We need more of that. People who can just have healthy chats and healthy debates about their discontent with things. Yeah, based off his inability to criticize The Last Jedi for the travesty that Disney created, he never critiques anything Disney has done or Rian Johnson. Then he gets a contact with Disney to make
to make his fan films. How could it be a fan film anymore if Disney is backing him? Too bad, he had a lot of potential. Yeah, again, I don't know who that is. CJ, Thor Skywalker is the opposite. First supported Disney Star Wars, that is, until he saw The Last Jedi. Similar to Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, I don't really follow Geeks and Gamers. I occasionally pop in and see, watch some of their videos and check some of their stuff out. They just don't make enough of the kind of content that I consume and watch regularly. For me, I mean, I'm subscribed to a lot of cool channels and everything, and all that stuff. And plus, they're big enough, like, I can easily go find them, and they come up on recommended videos all the time. But I seen one where he was talking about basically how he started off, he left the movie, like, Jeremy said he was leaving the movie. He was like, yeah, no, it was a good movie. I liked it. I liked it. It was good. And, like, he was talking to his friend. It was like, talking about just some of the stuff he was saying, like, dude, like, no, like, you're lying to yourself, bro. Like, yeah, it doesn't sound like you like this movie at all. And, it was a pretty cool story. But yeah, okay. Facebook suspended my account and made me delete a comment I made to my friends saying Black Panther seemed to pander to African Americans, flagged for hate speech. A lot of people have talked about that, and I don't know that it necessarily was. I mean, it wasn't, because that character was pretty much done on screen like how the character is in the comic books, like an MCU version, because we all know that they can't seem to hold true to all the source material in these books. But I mean, they just marketed it well. They marketed it well. But I'm sure, you go around joking about anything, it's got to be taken seriously, right? Let's see. Ariel casting is bad. It's live action. It's supposed to be the cartoon come to life. And yeah, and again, that's something it's irrelevant to me. And I've got some more to say kind of about that kind of stuff too. Some dude made a Star Wars channel, built an audience, now is making a Star Wars film, and that makes him a douche. I don't get it. Yeah, and again, I don't know this channel or what's going on with any of that, so I don't get it neither. I don't get it either. But again, that comes down to something I'm saying now. Like, these days, I mean, you can't satisfy anybody. No matter what you do, you can't do it. Like, I heard this situation about, what is it, Benioff and Weiss? Is that their names? I don't know. They did the Game of Thrones. I'm sure you guys know about that stuff. I don't watch that stuff. But people were mad about their last season that they did and all this stuff, and people are talking about like, oh, they were supposed to go to Comic-Con and they backed out. People are saying, oh, they just don't want to face the fans and talk about this and that and just all this different stuff. And to me, the one thing is, like, people might be upset about that and they might think that, but to me, the thing also is, like, have you noticed when people go out there and say anything to fucking anybody these days, you can't say the right thing. You just can't say the right thing. So why even go out and say anything at all? You might as well just not even say anything. You might as well just be like, no. No. You're going to be upset no matter what I say. You're just not going to like it. The fans aren't going to like it because they're going to think we're just explaining it away. The ones who don't like it, they think we're just kissing their ass, so they'll come back and watch, our next thing that we're developing. I mean, you can't say nothing right. That's the problem. I mean, like, nobody just wants to let somebody off the hook. It's like everybody forgot about being fucking humility and forgiveness and just knowing that, sometimes people just, maybe they just dropped the ball. Maybe they thought it was good. There's a lot of things that look great on paper, but by the time you try to put it into play, it just doesn't work. I mean, it's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Not a douche, but being influenced by Disney is now making his films taking away from his creativity in the fan films. I don't know. I mean, is he being influenced by them? Are they saying that what he can and can't do? I mean, they probably, if they're giving him permission to use their property, he won't let them do something. They won't want to let him do something that makes the property look bad, like nothing like negative. You know what I mean? And if he's making fan films anyway, he's not trying to do that anyway. So You want him to make a Star Wars film slamming Star Wars, or you want to have him a Star Wars film where you're seeing Ewoks and Wookiees, getting it on, maybe with a Rancor. And I get that because it's their intellectual property, and if they're gonna give you permission to do it, I mean, I'm sure you gotta adhere to some sort of rules when you're doing that, So, I get the argument though. I mean, I do get the argument, but at the same time, that's also not to say that a person can't have their own opinions and their own feelings about stuff neither. And that's the thing, and that's the fine line. And I think that's the fine line that nobody wants to allow somebody to walk. And just letting them be, Like I said, you just can't be a fan these days. You just can't be a fan, and you can't be a creator. Can't be a creator neither. Lethal Lightning, yes. I don't want Black Ariel, and I don't want a white Blade. I don't want Hispanic Jubilee, and I don't want Asian Superman. No, why not? Come on, guys. But guys, come on. Come on. Fucking agreeing to disagree. Yeah. Although culture war is real, it is. I mean, it is. But I think a lot of times, it's all in the media. A lot of it's perpetuated by the media, and that's the thing is that's why you got to safeguard and keep your kids from those kinds of things, from the media and these social outlets and things like that are expressing those that aren't opinions that you want to have your children hearing or anything, like influencing them. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Like we've got to stay on top of it. We got to stay on top of our kids. But it's something that we've got to do as people. And I guess that's what I'm talking about here. Same thing I've been talking about. If you want to be if you want change, you've got to be the change. You've got to be willing to go out there and do it. If you're tired of the this leftist agenda or whatever agenda you don't like, the alt-right agenda, the feminism agenda, if you don't like that, you have to get into the arts and make it big yourself, because that's the same thing that they do to convey their messages, because it's art. Because one thing that is pretty much a universal language for all of us that we can pretty much all understand or relate to in some sort of way is art. Art is movies, music, comic books, films, books, just anything you can think of that's like a creative medium that people are doing. So you've got to go out there and just be the change. You can't just go out there and gripe about it. You've got to make sure that you are taking your active role, and it's not just you're not being an active role just by being an asshole. That doesn't cut it. Being an asshole doesn't cut it. I mean, at least be an asshole with something to say, and at least be like a somewhat rational being, and that's the thing is I've met plenty of people. I know people, and that's the thing about the whole just the whole culture thing, just everything, all this whole thing. Like you're a leftist, you're just you're fucking you're all right, just all this just dumb political just bullshit. It's just something. It's just like fucking nationalism too. All the same things. I'm American. I was born in America. I love America and all that stuff. There's no other place I'd rather be. But still, I'm not gonna. I just like the whole nationalism thing. Like proud to be an American. Somebody burning the flag, and I'm gonna go up there and fucking assault somebody. Like, dude, it's their flag. Just don't fucking get involved with them. You know what I mean? Just fucking don't get involved with them. That's all you gotta do. Just be like, dude, you're just fucking stupid. You don't have to, it's a bad thing. Like, you get all these people fighting over a flag. You get people fighting over it just causes so much division, and that's the thing. It's just all perpetuated. Everybody's got to realize while the things that we care about matter, we've got to at least be able to go out there and do something active in some sort of positive way to make the change that we want to see. foaming at the mouth and getting red in your face doesn't it doesn't do any good. You know, you've got to do more than that. We've got to do more than that. And like me, I've got 3 kids, so I'm starting there. You know what I mean? And I have those conversations with my kids all the time. They've got to be the change. They've got to not allow. For me, it's stupidity. You know, I don't really care what like your beliefs are, what you think. You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I just don't like stupidity. You know what I mean? That's pretty much just where I draw the line at. Is just stupidity. Just outright. You have all the other thoughts and feelings you want about anything you want. You know, when you want to identify as a tree, go right ahead. Go right ahead. You wanna be a meth head and you smoke, you know, meth when you know, on your lunchtime at work to get through the day. As long as you're not hurting anybody, dude, just whatever. I mean, you shouldn't do that stuff. You shouldn't be doing that. But like, I'm not gonna hold that against you. Just that's your thing. You shouldn't do it though. You know. But like I said, just I don't know. It's just I don't know. That's just the world. Like, you've got to, you know, start with your kids. There's other things you can do out there in your communities as well, to help make a change. You know, you can't just sit there and yell about stuff and bitch about shit and get things done. It's not how it works. I mean, unless you're a social justice warrior, right? You just get on and get people banned from Twitter over some bullshit. And that's the thing. You know, like, most of the people I interact with on social media, they all seem pretty rational. I mean, you know, a lot of them have their strong opinions about stuff, but for me, that's okay. You can have your opinions, and your opinions don't have to be the same as mine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. I can guarantee you, there's friends I have that we have completely disagree on a bunch of shit. Very real. Everyone is an individual, as it should be. Like when you wrote me up for checking the time myself on fucking douche. Hey, man. Hey. I am the sanest person I know. I'm probably the most insane person I know. Thank you. Is there fan film guidelines in Star Wars like in Star Trek now? Disney will send a Bible to obey. That would be awesome. I don't get how a fan fiction could be a negative impacted. Story notes, to what end? Yeah, and that's the thing I could get. I mean, like I said, I mean, if they're giving away their intellectual property, allowing their intellectual property to be used without suing a dude, they're probably going to have some guidelines for things they don't want you to do. And like I said, but that's the other thing too. That's not to say that the person can't have things that they don't like about the franchise. And I think that's what people get mixed up is, it's still okay to have, your opinion. You just don't have to just don't be an asshole about it. That's the thing. You don't have to go out there and just be an asshole about it. And that's the thing. You can dislike stuff without being an asshole about it. Yeah, I don't know. To me, that seems pretty simple. But yeah, right? And yeah, aggressively. I'm telling you, you guys need to go check out his channel. I'm telling you, those radio parodies he does are great. Star Trek doesn't follow Star Trek's guidelines. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Star Trek's a mess. I'm not a Trekkie by any means. I mean, I like some of the movies and stuff, like when I was growing up and all that stuff. You know, everybody knows The Wrath of Khan is good, right? Yeah, but I'm not a Trekkie. Star Trek film I worked on is still being edited to meet new requirements. Oof. Wow. I'm not even sure what that means. Rest in peace, Kevin Smith. A lot, but keen for new and J Silent Bob. Oh, I rip on Kevin Smith a lot, but yeah. All right, yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Kevin Smith. He's an older dude anyway, but you know what? He's just happy to see this stuff finally get on screen, and that's the same way I am. Like I've been on record and said it too. You know, Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great movie, but there's just still stuff I like about it. But I'm actually a fan of Batfleck too. You know, I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I wish we would have got to see his Batman movie. I want to see it. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I do. I said it. No, I've said that numerous times. Just like Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel too. Not Man of Steel 2, but also I like Man of Steel also. Not Man of Steel. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. But come on. I gotta knock heads off, lads, and ladettes. Much love, all. All right, Lethal. Thanks for showing up, man. Thanks for being here. By Lethal, Shazam. Okay. So Shazam is the one we're gonna give away at 300 subscribers. At 350. Okay. All right. At 350, we're doing Shazam then, I guess. Hell, by the time I get the giveaway done for this first one, we might already be at 350. Catch me up. You have 322 subscribers now. You need to double that. Yo, yeah, we need to triple that. Good night, y'all. Bye, Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I want the kid who plays Bruce Wayne in the show Gotham to play Batman. He's a really good actor. I don't watch Gotham. I don't watch any of that stuff. I gave up on the TV shows. Mostly just for time, really. Okay, now I'm pretty sure there was something else I wanted to talk about here. Yes! These film fans, man. These film, like... it just seems like every day, like clickbaity stuff, just things, and I'm not saying that everybody ever has to be experts about anything. Hell, I'm not an expert at anything. Okay, I'm a jack of all trades, but I'm only a master of one, that one being life. You guys have heard me say this numerous times. That's the thing you got to do. With life is going to come out swinging at you, man. You got to be ready to stick and move and dodge, and you got to be able to fucking fight your way through life, man, okay? And that's improvising. That's knowing how to improvise and be able to do the best things for you and know what to do in your life. You got to know what to do. Jack of all trades, master of one. Okay. Now, anyway, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. I just like to church it up and make it sound good. But you know what? I always say, like, I am a living testament of all of everything around me that I've taken in and absorbed. Everybody I've met. My parents, who raised me, obviously, we all try to do our parents proud. Hopefully, we do anyway. So I'm just a living testament to what they have done and the job they did as parents, and my kids are the same way for me, and I feel like my kids, like I said, my kids go out there and make me damn proud every single day. Every single day. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, fans of film. I see, like I said, not everybody's an expert. I'm certainly no expert on a whole lot of things, but one thing is I won't ever try to be like, act like that I know something that I don't. So, I mean, being upfront about stuff is good. But, I've recently noticed, I've seen a lot of, I've noticed a lot of, like I was talking about earlier, copycatters out there, just with stuff like that. And I've noticed a lot of people out there who seem to call themselves fans of films, but they haven't seen films. Like they've got this laundry list of things that gripes and complaints about these, like certain films, certain things, certain stuff that's going on. But then they get in and actually start talking about movies, and they have absolutely no clue what they're talking about. They can't remember a director's name, they can't remember a producer's name, they can't even remember the goddamn actor's name of the goddamn movie they're talking about. And it just goes to say, like, okay, like, I don't know. Like I said, you don't have to be an expert. Like I said, I'm by no means an expert, but like if you're going to be talking about stuff, you're going to have your show and you're going to be talking about stuff, at least go to IMDb and look some shit up. Like when I was growing up, when I was a kid, when I was just like the biggest film buff in the world, and even growing up, hell, just through the mid 2000s, IMDb hasn't been around that long. You just had to know your shit. You had to know who your directors were, who your producers were, who the actors were. These are just things you had to know from when you watched the movies. And now, like I get it if you don't know everybody. Not everybody's gonna know the key grip and the sound engineer and just all not every who was the caterer. Okay, yeah, not everybody's gonna know that. Yeah, I get that. But like when you're talking about movies, at least know the names of the movies that you're talking about. Know the actors that you're talking about. And I see these people out there who are, like I said, they're out there claiming to be these great big film fans and like all these different kinds of things, and they don't even, just through the course of everything that's going on, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, maybe have ideas of what you're gonna say before you come out here. Prepare. Like I said, I grew up in a time where there was no IMDb. You just had to know your shit. You know, you want to talk about music. I'm not gonna talk like if we're gonna talk about movies or music, I'll talk about what I know. But when it comes right down to it, if I don't know something, I'll be like, yeah, I don't know about that. I can't speak on it. I can't speak on it instead of just going out there and geisting it. You know, nobody wants to geist it, dude. You know, you don't have to. That's the thing. It's just like these fake people out there, and that's the thing. Just copy paste NPCs everywhere. You don't. I mean, you don't have to call yourself a film fan to go out there and have opinions about films, but I mean, like your whole basis is that, you know. It was just like I was talking about earlier, like with this nostalgia thing. Everybody's talking about, you know, they're tired of seeing reboots and remakes, but then they're talking about nostalgia. Like they want to see the nostalgia, but like you don't want you know, it's the same thing. It's just copy paste arguments. Bring something new. Like what is it really? There's got to be more to this than, you know, I mean, I just don't get it. But like I said, there's just these people out there who are, it seems like there's a bunch of just like these copycats out there who are out there just trying to, you know, and we're all trying to make it big on YouTube, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to make it big on YouTube these days. But you see a lot of these people just trying to look for and dig into certain niches to whatever's cool, whatever's happening at the time to try to capitalize on and move along. And it just, and like I said, you could see it in some of these videos and just some of the things people are talking about. But like, whatever happened to just like actually being a fan of this stuff and just knowing your shit? When people say stuff, like, you know, like when you're and it's not even people saying stuff to you. It's like them talking about a film or a movie, and then they have no clue what they're talking about when they talk about it. You know, like, I don't know. I could come up with so many examples. You know what I mean? And I don't get it. You know, it's like I'm even like you guys know I talk a lot about Warstu too. He does a lot of like Marvel videos and all these kinds of stuff. But even he said before, you see some of these Marvel channels out there who are talking about Marvel, but you know they want to do like trailer reactions. They want to talk about all these things, but they never have. Are they even fans of the films? You never really see them talking about the movie itself, giving a review, or just anything, having anything other to do than like talking about the trailers or just a breakdown and just nothing else. I mean, they don't really have anything else to offer. And unfortunately, I mean, you just see just a bunch of it out there. And you know, we've all got to start somewhere. Yes. We've all got to start somewhere. But you shouldn't want to go out there and want to start something being somebody fake, being somebody you're not. You know, like you can go through and watch through the back catalog of every single one of my movies, and my I can't say that my opinions really changed on anything. Any of them. Like I've talked numerous times. You can go check out my Captain Marvel reviews where I've talked about those. I didn't hate the movie, you know. You know, and that's not. We're not going to talk about the movie's stars' comments and you know, to the media and stuff like that. That's a whole different story. But that's just something that's with any of these people, with any of these, you know, with a lot of these stars, you know, just all, you know, just the things that they say in the media that people want to blow out of proportion, and just all that crap. That's all of them. They all do that. I mean, if I just didn't go watch movies because I didn't like what a movie star or something like that said in the media, I wouldn't be watching anything. Anything. I wouldn't be watching movies, wouldn't be watching TV shows, I wouldn't be listening to music, I wouldn't be reading comic books, I wouldn't be reading books. I'd just be just in my own little world. Yeah. Thor 4 confirmed. Yes. I know, man. I can't wait. That's a good thing. You know, they're bringing Taika Waititi back. You know, make a new Thor movie. I think that'll be a good thing. I mean, I liked the last Thor film. It was, it was probably I don't know if it was the best one. There's just so much. Like I said, I've got things that I don't like about it, but there's things about it I definitely love. Like at the very beginning when they finally started wielding Mjolnir around, and he was just like kicking ass. Like, dude, like that was the Thor I wanted to see in the first movie, in the second movie, where like Mjolnir was just being used correctly. Like I could picture it like from the comic books. Like it was like everything that he did there in that sequence, in the opening sequence when he was down there fighting Surtur and everything. Like that was just great. That was just great. I remember like when I seen that stuff in the movie theater, I was sitting there just like, you know, like, is that my kitty cat? I was just sitting there like blowing my load in my shorts, man, because like you just see like just dude. Taika Waititi did that shit great. Now the thing is I don't know. How do I feel? Like I thought the movie was good. I do have, you know, it's not a perfect movie, but him coming back to do it, it should be a good thing. I hope it's good. I guess we'll see. And now I wonder, you know, I wonder if we're gonna get Thor 4 before we get that Guardians of the Galaxy. You think? What do you think about that? I think my wife's home. Yeah, so yeah, I can't wait to see that. Thor 4, that'll be a good one. Let's see, he says, I'm back. Gotham is good, bro. You gotta check it out. Yeah, you know what? I watched like the first season of it, and it was alright. It was already starting to lose me after the first season. Like the Jim Gordon stuff was cool, but a lot of kind of stuff, you know, like I like seeing a lot of that because it seemed like they got a little more involved. And when they showed young Bruce, but like some of the times it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed, I don't know, it's just for me, like none of the TV shows do it for me though. Like even the Marvel Netflix stuff just doesn't do it for me. It's just not my thing, you know. Like TV format programs are for sitcoms, just stupid comedy, apparently. Friends, Seinfeld, but Seinfeld is actually fucking smart comedy, okay? And just things like that, you know. I just don't like TV shows much, I guess. I want more of the guy who plays Victor Zsasz. Oh man, you know what? I think God, was that on? I can't remember if that was in that first season or not too, but I thought I remembered seeing that and thinking that was pretty cool. You know, the guy who I thought was pretty good was the guy that was playing Cobblepot. I thought that dude was pretty cool. And what movie did I just see him in? Oh yeah, he was in John Wick. Yeah, Cobblepot. More of Jerome Valeska, the kid, is fantastic at playing Joker. Is that the red-haired kid, I think? Yeah, I think so. Totally. Thor 4 confirmed. Oh, okay, I must have jumped ahead somewhere there. Woo, woo. Did you see the media is saying that Chris Pratt is now an alt-right racist for wearing a shirt with an American flag on it? The 4th of July. Oh, yeah. Dude, and that's the thing. Like, you can't... Like, there is no satisfying anybody these days. You just can't do anything right. You know what I mean? And that's by no means saying that Chris Pratt is some sort of angel or anything himself, neither. I mean, I don't know. He's like everybody else. Just a dude out there, you know? And, you know, I'm sure he probably... has his own opinions and uses his platform to express them too, and it's always going to make somebody mad at some point, you know? It's just how it works. Hey, Secretary, how you doing, brother? Oh, 19K Fox, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. The live-action Akira movie being planned by Warner Brothers is being delayed. Yeah, and who knows how soon that's going to be coming out. But hey, in the meantime, we're going to get cats, right? Yeah, we're going to get some cats. Yeah. So, God, you know, I don't think I really have anything else for tonight. I guess that's really all I have for this evening. Like I said, I will see if I can get that drawing done for and announce the 300 subscriber winner for that copy of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I guess we're going to do the next one at 350. It's going to be for a digital copy of Shazam. So, like always, you should make sure that you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section on this video or any of the videos to get entered into the giveaway that we'll do at 350. The same one like we're going to get ready to do at 300. So thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. Like I said, if you could, please make sure you give this video a like. And if you could, the most important thing is to share with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel, because that's how we're going to hit 350 subscribers even faster, and then 400 right after that. You all have a very good evening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.